Hi guys, it's Blackie. Okay, today we're going to do something a little bit different. I've been doing in my cap and ball stuff, about a year or so ago, I started talking about we were developing a cleaner lube for cleaning the gun and lubrication, and that's this. We're going to call it Gun Butter, and it's made by Mrs. Leda. It's from C3GAC is the company. And what it is, it's a local thing. This lady makes soaps, hand lotions, all kinds of candles, all kind of stuff. And I got work with her to come up with a natural cleaner, lubricant, etc. so that it would be useful for us in cap and ball. And this is it. It has about the consistency, a little bit thicker than Vaseline, but it smears out nice and thin but leaves a good coating. Now, this isn't just for use with your black powder, but that's what we're going to shoot it with here in a minute, do a demonstration. This is my chamber insert for 9mm for my 20 gauge shotgun. I'm doing a series on survival shotgun that I'm doing that I'll be publishing later on, and I've just shot 100 rounds through this. You see how the end of that is all sooted up? If you'll take it and smear it on there, and let it sit for about 30 seconds to a minute, something like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to be using it in black powder. We're going to be taking my Stormborn, and sorry for the banging, I'm out at the shooting range. We're going to take Stormborn and we're going to take her out and shoot it. We're going to do a test to see about rust prevention. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to take and I'm going to run it and get a little glob of it on the end of that brush, just like that, before I ever start shooting. Now I'm going to run it up and down the barrel and lubricate the barrel ahead of time, just like that. And they're like twice, and that brush will leave the light coating. Go ahead and smear a little bit around that. Now I'm going to lubricate the base pin with it. Right quick. Just take a little bit on my finger, come here, rub it all over the base pin. I'll go ahead and wipe the back of the frame just a little bit right there too, because that's normally where the stuff cakes. Put the cylinder back on, look down the bore, make sure she's nice and lubed, and she is. Take my finger and wipe that wedge as I put it back in. Click. Now we're ready to load up that. Now, that sooty end, that's had what, maybe a minute on it. Gone. It just dissolves it. And this is 9mm smokeless ammo that's been shot through this 100 rounds. Now I'll do the same thing, taking that brush and running up and down this 9mm right quick. And then I'll let that soak a minute, and I'll wipe it out. Just like that. Gets it down in all the grooves. Come back to that in a minute. Now I'm going to load up Stormborn as usual. I'm using Pyrex P. Okay, I have now got Stormborn loaded and capped. And so now I'm going to unscrew that brush from up there. I'm going to take me a patch, put onto the rod itself, and I'm going to run it up and down that 9mm barrel right quick. Just like that. And there's all the fouling of that 9mm. Nice, sparkly and shiny in there now. So that's how easy I cleaned a 9mm with it. I found it takes the fouling off the frame and stuff like that real easy. Okay, now let me step out here and let's shoot the Stormborn right quick. Okay, now I'm going to shoot Stormborn at 10 yards. Okay, let's try that again. I come up and went to shoot it, and bad caps. It's a really old tin of caps I'd found, and only 2 of them went off and a bunch of hang fires and stuff, so we reloaded. But this is the second set, so this is 10 shots through Stormborn. Okay, that's 10. Now let me load it up and shoot it 3 more full times. And finally, number 5. 5 full cylinders through for a total of 25 shots. Keeping that point in the safe direction, let's get another cap. There you go. Alright, 25 shots. She's still running smooth, no problem. Now, this is Saturday. I have just shot 25 rounds through this gun. I am not going to clean it and wipe it down in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that's been put into that bore was what you saw to begin with. That's it. The only thing that's been put on the base pin, anything else, that's it. Now I'm going to let this sit till next Wednesday. And Wednesday I'm going to take it out and we're going to clean it and see if it rusted. See how easy it is to clean after 5 days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days. Let's see how it does. Now I expect surface rust. I expect that. But I expect that to wipe off. I don't expect any pitting or anything like that. And the bore, we'll get up here in a minute. Yep, bore's good and dark now. You can see down it. You can still see rifling. I'm sure you can't see. There you go. But see, she's good and dark. Front of the face, good and dark. But everything is turning. Everything's still working. So I'm going to let that sit. And we're going to see how this lube does in the long run. Because I'm not talking about don't ever have to clean it again. It's made up of natural lubricants. Okay? It's beeswax and other components in it that we've worked out a formula. And it seems to work really good at dissolving the black powder and keeping it soft and keeping it from rusting. So let's see how it does. I'll be back with you on Wednesday. Okay, we're back out at the range, and today we're out on the skeet range right now because I'm shooting my shotgun for that upcoming series on the survival shotgun. But it's been 4 days. I know I said I was going to do it on Wednesday, but today is Tuesday because we got a lot of bad weather coming in tomorrow. And it's probably not going to be where I can get out here. So, Stormborn was shot last Saturday, 25 rounds. Nothing's been done to her. She was just wiped down, stuck back in the thing. You saw me lube up at the beginning of it. Now let's see how she looks now after 4 days without cleaning it. Let's see how well she cleans up. Okay, let's see what we got. Now, what I'm not advocating is that this is the end-all, be-all, solve all your problems, never, ever, ever have a problem again. No. What this gun butter does is it acts as a lubricant and a cleaner for the percussion revolvers, and especially, from my point of view, for using it in the field, where I can take it to the field and clean my guns and keep them running in the field before I can get home to get some hot water. See what I'm saying? So this represents a gun that was shot and put up and hadn't, maybe had been reloaded, but has not been cleaned. Of course, this one isn't loaded. So let's take the wedge free, like that. Off comes the barrel. Off comes that. Now, let's take a look at the arbor. It's still wet from where I lubed it up before we started. It hadn't dried out. Now, the cylinder, after 25 rounds, I'll take a clean finger, and the bulk of the stuff is just wiping off like that after 25 rounds. Now the barrel. The barrel's not rusted, and I think you can see down it if I get the angle just right. It's pretty black in there. See if I can get it. Well, there. See, it's dark in there. Alright, we're going to take some of my lube. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of rag, an actual piece of cloth rag, I'm going to wipe down the exterior of everything with it. Get some on there, and I'll go and wipe it down. Muzzle all of it. Let it start softening and getting rid of any surface deposits that's there. Just like this. Making sure to clean the rammer with it. And the ramrod. And doing the outside of the cylinder. Like that. And a little around the back. To the face. Let it sit a minute. Now on the actual gun itself. Wiping it down. Notice I got the real greasy stuff yet. I'm going to wipe down the steel back strap of her. Now we go to the greasy stuff. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take my bore brush, get a little bit right there on the end of it. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to clean the hammer, washing it kind of with this stuff. Go down in the channel where all that fouling is in there. Getting the cap chute, the face, front of the water table, like that. Do the arbor, lay that down. Now take a pretty good gob. Let's do the bore. Push it all the way in, pull all the way out, all the way in, and pulling her all the way out, cleaning around the back end of the barrel. Just like that. Now, let's take a clean and let's see what comes off the cylinder after it's had a couple minutes to work. We're going to clean inside in a second. Right now I'm getting the stuff off the outside. Remember, this is for field. I'm not saying do this and you never got to do nothing again. I'm saying is getting this thing back in operation in the field, see. A little bit of black. And let's wipe down the outside of the barrel, especially taking care back here at the breech, sticking her finger in the end where the forcing cone is and giving her a turn. Right there where the loading port is for the conicals and all. Yeah, black's coming off. Now, open it up, wipe down the rammer, clean off the loading rammer, making sure the end of it's clean, just like that, getting the muzzle. Now we'll go inside in a second. But take a look. 4 days. See any rust? Remember, I patinaed this finish. That makes it more rust resistant, but I've been using this stuff for about 3 months now. And so it's kind of seasoned like the bore of a, like an old seasoned skillet. And now you can actually see a lot more down that barrel where I ran that brush through. Hey, towels. Alright. Now, getting a little bit of that on there. Go into the chambers. Give them a good cleaning. And run up and down the center axis where the base pin goes. Oh yeah. Now, go and clean the action up. You see all that black and fouling on the hammer? Now it's had about 5 or 6 minutes to work. It rolls off. These natural oils just seem to dissolve it. Clean that rear side notch from the fingertip. Again, this would be something I just did in the field. And that base pin. That water table down there. Wiping any excess off. Now there's a couple of little carbon spots left. I just added again and they just dissolve off. Now look here on the top of my base pin. Hit it just like that. There's a little bit in the cap. Hit it. And just wipe it off. Good to go. And then of course, when I was back home, I want to completely field strip it. But the action's completely unjammed. She's ready to go because I've coated the inside with this stuff as well. Okay. Now, let's take, probably blew away, but I had already cut, and that blew away. Piece of this material, I'll cut another piece. We're going to go up and down the bore to clean the bore out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet it, a little bit of this stuff, drape it over it, take my bore brush, go all the way in, put my finger on it, pull her back. That's what came out. And let's double it over. Wipe off that excess lube on this end. Yeah. It's like daylight in there now. You can see all the way through. Alright. Now let me take a cleaner piece. Right here. Okay. Now I'm going to drape it over that brush. This time I'm not going to wet it. Put it in there. There should be plenty of lube up in that barrel. Push it all the way through. Bring her all the way out. Rotate it. Push her all the way through. Bring her out. Now flip that patch over. Gotta remember, my brush is oily. Now, let's see if you can see down the bore. Yeah, she's nice and shiny now down that bore. Oh yeah. No rust. Nothing. She's clean. Now is that fully clean? No. As I said, I would then take this home and I would hot water clean it. But this is how I'd clean it in the field right quick. I get done shooting and me and the guys are sitting here talking. How long would that take me to do that? Just to run a little bit of that up and down the bore and just wipe it down all over to stop any problem. Now I take this and I'm going to go and clean out my chambers just like this. This will protect them, keep them from rusting. Now, would this contaminate a load? Yes. If I was going to turn around and load it right now, I'd dry out these chambers. So I'd do that with my dirty patch. Wipe off that face. And now I would take a clean patch and go in there to get out the excess lubricant. And to keep from it turning black with that that one, it's already lubricated. I'm going to take one that ain't lubricated. This one right here. Screw it on. Now I'm going to take a clean patch and I'm going to run in there and give each cylinder, each chamber I should say, a good wipe down. You've seen me brush it with that lubricant. You've seen me wipe it down with wet patch and lubricant. And now all I'm doing is just running a dry patch in about every 3 rotate it around so you get a clean section like that. Okay. There's that patch. So I just cleaned this chambers. 25 rounds, 4 days ago. Hold it up and I see light through every one of the vent holes. Now I would take like this and I'd clean around my nipples right quick. Hold up my gun to the light. Yep, looking good. Yep, looking good. Alright. Half cock. Put her on. Put her back on. Remember, I lubed this up before we started with a little bit of this stuff. Now, daub a little bit on there. Coat my base pin real good up here at the front. All the way, but especially there at the front in those grease grooves. Okay? Put your cylinder up there and give her a little spin so it smears it. Now coat the front end of your base. Put her on. Now coat your wedge. Put her in. Take a soft drift, tap it in place. You're ready to go again. I have no doubt right now I could load it and she'd shoot. Now I would take and add, like you saw me do, I wipe down the whole gun on the outside with it. And then after it's had a few minutes to do its magic, I come back with a paper towel or something, just any excess. Or if I'm going to store it. But in the field, I could easily do this and keep my gun in operation in the field. Just a little jar of that stuff. And a couple of brushes and a couple of patches. 25 rounds, full load, no little light target loads. Shot down range, put in the holster and left for 4 days. And 70–80% humidity air down here in the south. I didn't baby it. This ain't been no climate control. This has been in the truck. And here it is. This is right about an hour before sundown on Tuesday, and I did that on Saturday. So 4 days, and she's ready to go again right now. So, if you're looking for something to clean your guns in the field that does good at protecting it against rust and for dissolving black powder and keeping the fouling soft, and you can use as a shooting lubricant. Now, for standard range work, my usual thing is I lube the barrel ahead of time, as you saw, and then every third cylinder I would lube it. I didn't do that this time. I went all 25 shots without adding any more lube to that bore. And yet at the end, it was still soft fouling, which aids in accuracy. It kept the rust non-existent on mine. And it's not to say yours is going to be. But we've spent the last couple of years working on this. And Miss Leda came up with this. It, like I said, it's a soap company down here in Alabama. And it's handmade by C3GAC, and I'll put the website down in the description, but what you're looking for is gun butter. That's how she's going to put it out there for you guys, is gun butter. And if you want to try some, Miss Leda would be loved to hear from you. When you do, give me some feedback. Tell me how it works with you. I've tried it on all of mine now for over a year in all kinds of conditions. Anytime I ever did get rust, it was just surface rust that was easy to get rid of, It doesn't dry out. It didn't, you know, become chalky or anything over time. So I think we got the combo down right. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please hit that like button before you go. And until next time, guys, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.